Shut up, Core!
Hi, everybody. Are you guys excited? This new game been announced, huh?
We're gonna play it for $1 billion.
Yeah. Good lord, Das.
56 months, that's one more than 55.
God damn. God damn! Thank you so much. I need to finish the third Phoenix Strike and play the others. I'm hella behind. You're behind? Do you see what's on screen right now?
Phoenix Ritz!
I suppose it's. I'm guessing that a lot of the games are kind of standalone, though.
They are standalone, yeah. There will be references.
They'll reference
with other characters.
Yeah.
But everything you need to know is
Contained in the game. So I guess we could play the new one. Well, I don't know. It's one of those things where it would have to be a bit of an investment because we'd have to get the tech required to actually get the Switch captured on stream because it's a Switch game. So can't really say that that's something I can guarantee that we'll end up playing that new game that got announced. But who's to say? Who's to say by the time we've finished all of the other Ace Attorney games, maybe they'll have ported it to PC. It's taken. I just said to Spook, it's taken us what 3 months to finish the first game, and there's 3 more in this one, and then all of the Apollo Justice to do. So.
And the crossover with Professor Layton.
Oh my god, that's gonna be great. Professor Layton's great. It's a shame Professor Layton hasn't been ported to the PC. Can make it point and click. It could work. Wow.
I'm gonna go because I ain't got too long.
True. Let us go! There's a chance we might finish this today. Maybe. Give it a bit and it'll be on PC and there'll be a walkthrough. Well, we haven't really been using walkthrough too much. It was two occasions in the whole game that we've used a walkthrough, and I think it was both on this case.
It was on this case.
Because of the bloody touch controls. We've got Emma with us.
Ah, yes, now then.
Oh, he's
moving
the mic.
Now then, we are back.
He's had his subway.
I've had my son. Will the defendant, Ms. Lana Sky, please take the stand? I
On,
wish to
Lana.
throw my gavel at you.
Come on,
You've
Lana.
been summoned, you dumb bitch.
Ms. Lana Sky, you are the chief prosecutor.
I'm not going to ask you for your name, because I already know what it is.
Yes, I'm sure you're aware of what you do. Mr. Edgeworth, you already know everything. You know all that I've done these past 2 years.
Be that as it may. Please provide the court with your testimony, Miss Sky. And remember, you are under oath. We want to hear the truth, or I'll gavel you.
Of course. The truth.
Sky will throw down.
Yes, the truth. Lana, no matter what happens, I'll always be your sister.
That's genetics. Now then, your testimony, if you will. Get on with it.
Get on with it!
First, tell us about your relationship with Chief Gant. Everything hinges on your testimony. Do not fuck this up.
She's not gonna confess. We're gonna have to pick it apart.
You're the only chance we have to get Gant. Here we go.
Ah! I worked alongside Gant for years. There's no truth to this blackmail theory. I fabricated the evidence 2 years ago all by myself. When I found Prosecutor Marshall's body, I rearranged the crime scene. My only motivation was to get Dart convicted. It had nothing to do with Emma. That's a cold lie. That's already a cold lie. It was all for Emma. I'm totally off kilter on here.
Are you sure about this testimony?
Your Honour, I'm confessing to capital offence. Of course I'm sure. But Lana?
If this is true, then that means Chief Gant has nothing to do with this at all.
That's what I've been telling you from the beginning. Please, Mr. Wright, you've got to help her. She's sacrificing herself because of me.
But what if she is telling the truth? Just hypothetically.
She's not. I know my own sister. Whenever she speaks stiffly like that, she's hiding something inside. Deep down, she's really screaming in agony.
Ah, so I gotta punch her in the gut.
No, don't do that.
Confess! Confess your sins! Yes, SHAM, Lana! Anyway, yeah.
You gotta have one more sham for the end.
Edgeworth.
Yeah.
Edgeworth's been helping us.
Yeah,
Can't call him-
Edgeworth's been great this case. He's been carrying it, if anything.
Yeah, this is no time to start second-guessing myself. I have to believe. Defense may now begin its cross-examination of its own defendant.
Oof. The real sham is GANT. What I want to happen is I want us to be able to pull this apart and for GANT to come running in and be like, objection, and we're gonna be like, you said you weren't going to talk, so you're not allowed to talk.
Right, so we're gonna press everything then.
Press everything.
This is like the point of the game, which is like just press all the
This
things.
is what we've learned at this point. Even when the game was like, I need to be fast, so we were like, okay, we won't press. It wants us to press everything. So.
Press all the things. How many years exactly?
Ever since I made senior detective. Let's see, I was 24 then, so that would be 5 years.
You are older than Lana Sky. Everyone disliked that. Detective Gant and Detective Sky were legendary partners, yes. I personally saw them testify in numerous cases. She must have been good, coming from the same school as me.
Damon Gant was a respectable detective, that's why.
Tell me why.
There is no truth to this blackmail theory.
But think about it, Miss Sky. You didn't murder Detective Goodman. You told me as much yesterday in jail.
You still don't get it, do you, Mr. Wright? Any testimony you cannot present in court is as useless as idle gossip.
Arrgh! Curse you!
I stabbed Detective Goodman with a knife. And I fabricated the evidence 2 years ago.
Did you do so to help your sister?
Joe Dark was a serial killer. My sister almost became his last victim that day. I didn't want that incident to ruin her life.
But what she did was justifiable self-defense. She wouldn't have been charged with anything.
That's not the point.
She's also underaged.
She was traumatized that day, all because of that creep. That's why I couldn't forgive him. Anna?
So that's why you fabricated the evidence 2 years ago. Yes.
That was the argument I did think last week when Gant was like, your sister will get charged with murder, and I'm like, pretty sure that was self-defense and accidental. Isn't murder supposed to be intentional?
Yeah,
when it's an
murder has
accident,
to have a motive.
is there when it's
manslaughter.
It's manslaughter if it's an accident.
I was also pretty sure she was 13
Yeah.
at the time. I'm pretty sure that counts as juvenile.
Yeah.
So there's limitations to
yeah,
your...
so I'm like, I feel like there's
There's many hurdles.
yeah.
Many hurdles that
Yeah.
would need to be crossed. Press! You say you did this all by yourself?
Yes. Would you mind telling us what you found when you arrived at the crime scene?
Yeah, Miles is like, we're just going to get you to talk.
It seems I was the first person to discover the scene. Broken Prosecutor Award, knife was stuck in the victim's body.
What? A prosecutor marshal died from an unfortunate accident.
That's only a situation you dreamed was possible. The reality is, it wasn't my sister who took the prosecutor's life. Fantasize all you want, Mr. Wright, but I'll never change this statement. You mean Prosecutor Marshall wound up being killed by Dark? Something like that. She doesn't sound very certain, does she? If that is so, what happened to the other murder weapon? Dark was carrying a switchblade knife. Oh, that was lying on the floor a little distance away. It was probably knocked away in the struggle.
That's not how it went down. She's trying to cover up her lies with more lies.
All just to protect me.
So when you found the scene like this, what did you do? After all, this is what everything boils down to.
Yes.
I mean, this doesn't make sense, because if you actually found that, like, Dark had killed him in the struggle, you wouldn't need to fabricate evidence. You could just be like, well,
yeah,
this is what I found.
Yeah.
This is an unfortunate scenario, so this doesn't add up. Oh, there you go. I broke off the tip of Dark's thing. You planted the tip of Dark's knife in the victim's wound, and then you moved the body?
But why? Why would you do that? Did you see the direct? I did. Spook didn't. You of all people should know, Edgeworth. You've always had a good head on your shoulders. Mm-mm.
Yeah, it isn't that bad, but maybe I ought to ask for the sake of the others.
Why did you plant the knife?
But why did you do that?
Come now, Mr. Rice. Even you should be able to figure it out.
Very well, let's add this to the witness's testimony. The reason Miss Sky fabricated the knife.
Well, I guess we press that now.
Yep.
Hi, Hope.
Hello, Hope. According to your testimony,
Did you know Animal Crossing's New Horizons is set in the Hunter's Dream of Bloodborne? You learn this by presenting Tom Nook with your blood echoes at the start of the game. This has been fun false. Astounding. Astounding. Yeah, we were excited about the new Ace Attorney, obviously, because we've been playing through this and I like it a lot. I'm also interested in the new Mario and Luigi RPG because I've played through those and they are good, and the new Zelda game where you actually get to play as Zelda has piqued my interest. And that's probably my three highlights from the Direct.
I'm looking forward to playing Victoria.
Love's got a new bank.
Now. 1,000 gift subs. It should be a picture of Santa.
Eating good for the Direct, yeah. There was new Metroid. I'm not a Metroid fan, but I know that Metroid fans are always hungry, so they eat it.
Prosecutor Marshall's broken knife was the murder weapon, correct?
Yes, and leaving it at that point the blame away from Dark. I felt the most effective way to get him convicted would be by having the tip of his knife found inside the victim's body.
So you buried it inside the victim's stab.
Yes. Because I hated Dark for what he did. Ooh, what's the next one?
So you rearranged the crime scene. Are you sure you didn't do this to keep Emma from looking like the murderer?
I'll present this badge to everyone like Phoenix does with his badge. Fantastic. How many times do I have to tell you, Mr. Wright? Emma didn't do it. Period.
You're so desperate to hide that fact. Willing to risk the death sentence?
That's the first time they've actually acknowledged that people get sentenced to death for murder in the game. She's lying! She did it so that I wouldn't be blamed for what happened. In any case, as prosecutor, what I've done is unpardonable. There's nothing I can do to make up for my actions. Mr. Wright, my sister's lying!
Yeah, we know that. Looks like she's determined to protect you to the bitter end. She insists she fabricated the evidence by herself.
There's no way she could have done it alone!
Gotta get Lana to talk more. If she's lying, then she's bound to slip up and make a contradiction. Right, okay, so we have everything that we need. Unless you want to go back and press the other thing to just be like, why did you move the body?
Maybe, yes, we can get the other thing.
It
was this one.
Yeah.
Broke off the tip of the knife and then moved the body. So what's the other dialogue for why did you move the body?
Click, 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 bang!
A lot of these are also scrolling in this section.
There we go,
so why did you move the body?
When you showed up on the scene, where exactly was the victim's body?
It was where you deduced it was, by Chief Gant's desk. The body was found by your desk. Why did you move it there? The reason for that is simple.
Let's have the witness explain this in more detail. Reason Miss Sky moved the body. Tell me now. This is the job.
We finally mentioned why the jar was shattered. That was something I pointed out last week. I was like, at no point has anybody said that this jar broke, so why is it broken? This is the first time we've had the jar mentioned.
Pieces of the jar? You mean...
Yes, that wretched jar you showed us earlier. In order to show that Dark committed the crime, I felt it would be more expedient to move the body. So, when you first found the body, the jar was already... Of course, it had been shattered into pieces. If you looked at the crime, it would be clear right away what happened.
That's a contradiction because you couldn't have written the name on it
If it was in pieces.
Yeah.
Well, he wrote it.
Supposedly he wrote it.
Yeah.
He wrote Emma on it, but it was across several shattered pieces.
Yeah, Neil Marshall was dead and Dark was lying unconscious. In other words, the jar must have been broken during their struggle.
I see. Well, you see wrong. Yeah, even Emma. What's the matter, Emma?
Apparently the jar shattered at the time the crime was committed. I have a feeling there's more to it than that.
Must be a contradiction here somewhere. So I think that's the one that we can present that on, because that doesn't add up.
This is a jar that was shattered during the events threatened my plan. Can we present the jar itself? Because it has.
I would imagine so, even though there's nothing in that text itself that would say it's a contradiction. I feel like that's one you have to use your head to be like, well, if it was written on one piece, then fair enough, but because it was written across two,
pieces,
why would you put two pieces together to write the message and leave them shattered? That doesn't make any sense.
That was something that I think I kind of said the same thing of like, how did the jar get broken if the last thing he did before he died was write his name on it? You could argue that, you know, the act of writing it on it made it fall over, but it's spurious.
I don't buy that, so...
Let's make this easier. Lana, tell the story backwards. If you get stuck, then you're lying. Did you know that I'm a loyal son? Hope, phrasing.
There we go.
There we are.
Miss Sky, I understand how you feel. You committed that crime 2 years ago to protect your sister. You mean the forgery at the scene where Neil Marshall was murdered? If that truth were to be exposed now, the past 2 years of your life will have been in vain. Even so, I am compelled to bring to everyone's attention a significant contradiction with your testimony.
A contradiction? In my testimony?
You testified, and I quote, "The pieces of the jar that shattered during the events threatened my plan."
That's right.
Do you have a problem with that? It's simple oversight, really. You see, a message was written on this jar with the victim's blood.
Yes, the prosecutor must have written it in his final moments.
Exactly so. And this is where the contradiction lies. In order for the victim to be able to write his message on the jar, it must not have yet been broken before he died. He couldn't have written Emma's name on the shattered jar. Order. Order in the court.
Your Honor, it would appear more information is needed in regard to this jar and its bloody message. We may be missing something critical here.
Something critical?
Hey, what's up, guys? It's critical. Sorry, that was an awful joke.
Bonk.
Chief Prosecutor, it seems you're as in the dark as we are about the truth towards which we are headed. Huh? Tell us exactly what you saw, and we'll piece together the information to arrive at the truth.
Very well. The witness may now continue her testimony. Yes. Alright.
I immediately noticed the blood traces on the jar. It was dark in the room and I didn't have time to check it out. To be safe, I wiped away the blood. Fragments were so large, I'm sure I got them all. All I could think about was wiping them clean before they were discovered.
Why? You were trying to frame it. You were trying to get Dark and be convicted. You mean you were the one who wiped away the message in blood?
I wasn't chief prosecutor at the time. She didn't think Dark was the real murderer. That's why she tried to erase the real evidence.
Very well. The defense may now begin its cross-examination. So the jar was already broken.
It's a miracle that thing hadn't broken earlier.
Certainly looks as feeble as the defense's case. Not as feeble as the judge's judgment. Ah!
You're an ace detective who never missed a detail. Do you really expect us to believe you didn't investigate what was written on the jar pieces?
I was in shock.
Normally I would have. It was dark in the room, and I didn't have time to check it out. Spurious.
So you didn't know your sister's name was written on the jar?
No. If I had known, I would have gathered all the pieces and ground them into dust.
Well, that helps my case, thanks.
Anna, you did that for me.
Seems you two might make up yet.
Anyway, I just barely had enough time to move the body as it was. If someone happened upon the scene, you'd lose your chance to erase the evidence. You must have been in a hurry. I was. I knew I had to destroy the evidence before anyone came.
This is rather shocking.
Wiped away the blood.
I'm afraid this action of yours reveals what really happened. You mean? You really thought Dark killed Prosecutor Marshall? You wouldn't have wiped away the blood, that's what I said.
Yeah. What else could I have done in that situation? Anna? I only had a few moments. There wasn't enough time for me to do anything else but gather up the pieces.
That means that wiping away the blood, like the natural reaction to seeing blood on the jar would have been like, oh, this is either Neil's blood, or this is Neil's blood, and therefore will be proof that he was killed in a struggle in this room. So for you to wipe them away was to know in advance that someone else's name must have been written there.
Yeah, like clearly you could read what was on there.
Well, you wouldn't even need to read; you would just know.
Yeah.
You knew that you needed to wipe them. Whereas, if the crime went down as you say it did, it was a crime scene in which Neil Marshall was dead and Dark was still alive. So you would have kept everything precisely as it was because you needed evidence. So the whole thing stinks.
The whole thing's been stinking from the start.
But how could you see with the power out? It should have been pitch black in the office.
A detective is always prepared, Mr. Rice. Even now, I always carry a pocket light and a camera with me. Even I carry a bottle of emergency luminol wherever I go. What? Never miss anything. I got every last piece, except you didn't!
Except you didn't, because one of them was clearer than the others. So you illegally rearranged the crime scene, you've already established this.
Yes. I don't have any excuse for my actions. I'm so sorry, Lana, I didn't know. I treated you so badly all this time.
It's not too late.
Could be Gant's name, but also Emma could be spelt on the jar. Bit of a stretch to see how Emma could be rewritten as Gant.
This is evidence of someone who's not played the game versus people who have played the game, because we know what's coming up. Because even the whole mystery hasn't been revealed yet. That's the brilliant thing.
There is a bit, like, again, I keep commenting on this. We have a piece of evidence. I don't even know what it is.
Yep.
Don't even know what it is.
Yep.
Gant had it, and it's got Emma's prints on it, so it's clearly very important.
Yeah.
But what is it?
Yep, it's not come up yet.
It's just a piece.
Still got a little bit to go.
It's just a piece of cloth. It doesn't seem to say what it is. Why her hand? Like, what is this? So there's definitely still more to it. Obviously, it's very obvious, I think, because of how much we've discussed about it, what we think happened. But because of how this game is, I'm sure there's going to be a curveball thrown in that I didn't say.
Still plenty of time to make up. After we've gotten to the bottom of this incident. No doubt this day will leave a permanent stain on the history of the prosecutor's office.
More contradictions have surfaced in her testimony.
Sister's really putting up a fight. She must really care about you.
Aww.
Still, she's not doing this the right way.
Gant used it to make Emma the murderer. How? Is the question.
I think I've finally figured out the contradictions in her testimony. There's one final possibility that might turn everything around.
Nice. The trace on the jar, it was dark in the room and I didn't have time to check it out. Safe I wiped away the blood. Fragments were large, so I'm sure I got them.
Okay, well, that's where I think we can just present
the jar again.
The jar again, because it says that one of them is inside.
It doesn't say that.
final fragment found in Chief Gant's safe.
Oh, right there, yeah.
So I feel like
Yeah.
because that one also didn't have the blood wiped away on it, because the bit that he put in
Yeah.
has the lines clearly, so they weren't actually wiped clean. That you can't see the lines anymore, but when we got it, it kind of ran across that bit
Yeah.
and across there.
Yeah,
So
it was literally like that one fragment hasn't been cleaned.
So I think we can present the jar itself as evidence to say, well, no, you didn't get
You didn't get them. Yeah.
because one of them didn't get wiped, because we can see that.
Yeah. You are literally dying. How do you have the thought of, I need to write the murderer's name on a vase? Who can say? There's always things like that when it's in murder mysteries of like they wrote this note in their final moments. And
Yeah.
it's just kind of.
It comes up in the second game as well. It's in the very first.
It's just a thing people do in murder mysteries, isn't it?
It's like it's because it's evidence from the victim, so
Yeah.
it's like it's undeniable.
Yeah,
So
and it's one of those
that doesn't
things
make
where,
anything
and
undeniable.
everybody's always like, the victim's final moments, they want people to know who did it, kind of thing.
Anyway, carry on.
I haven't played any Phoenix Wright that game, I'm just guessing. I mean, all of it's guessing.
Oh yeah. Yep. There we go.
Yeah.
Miss Sky, I believe this jar conceals a truth even you were unaware of.
What?
We found the final piece of this jar in Chief Gant's safe.
In the chief's safe? But how?
I knew it. She really didn't know. What a dumb bitch. There's something even more disturbing about that final piece. There was still blood on it.
Yeah, and he still kept it.
But the witness just testified that she gathered every last piece and wiped the blood off them.
Yeah. So,
Yes.
so why did Gant have it?
Yes, she did. Which leaves us with only one explanation. On the night Prosecutor Marshall was murdered, you were not the first one to show up on the scene. Chief Gant got there before you. It's a good twist, that is, because it's like I'm using your testimony as fact. You think you gathered up all the pieces, and I'm not denying that,
Yeah.
but you were wrong.
Yeah.
So your testimony is now true.
So there's only
and wrong.
there's only one way both of these things can be true.
Yeah. Couldn't the defendants have simply missed a piece? Objection! No, because she's a chief detective and she carries with her a light.
Yeah,
I'm afraid that's unlikely. The pieces were too big for anyone to miss, let alone an ace detective. Ah, get fucked. That may well be, but everyone makes mistakes. Even I once wasted an entire day looking for my dentures. They were in my mouth all along. Ha! I thought they were in a subway. Can you believe it? Can we get back to the topic?
Judge! Have you forgotten, Your Honor? When this witness arrived at the scene, the jar was already broken.
Oh, yes.
There's no way a name could have been written on a shattered jar. Another person discovered the scene prior to the witness.
But you're not implying this person was Chief Gant. At the time, he was looking for Dark downstairs. Besides, even if he was the first, why would he break the jar? The question is, if he did arrive there first, why did he hide that fact for 2 years?
There's a lot of auto.
Well, Your Honour, can you answer us that?
Why are you asking the judge?
You're a sham judge!
There's a lot of auto scrolling happening at this moment.
No! You're fucked. You're the defendant, Stan.
What? Wait.
Wait, I'm not the one on trial here. How dare you?
Damon Gant arrived at the crime scene prior to the witness. He proceeded to break the jar and purposely hid one of the broken pieces. Question: what is this action called?
Fabrication of evidence. But why would Chief Gant do that?
In light of what happened afterwards, isn't it clear?
What happened afterwards?
Discovering the scene, Lana Skye believed her sister Emma killed the victim. Determined to help her sister, she sought Gant's aid. Lending her his aid, Gant helped her create evidence that incriminated Dark, sparing Emma, and therein lies the reason. The reason why Miss Skye became the chief's puppet.
Also, none of this makes sense
Oh,
to
she
me.
bit her... there was blood there.
Yeah.
Jesus.
None of this adds up because if you think about it, based on her words, she walked into the office, she saw Dark unconscious on the floor, Neil on top with a knife in his back, and Emma unconscious. Why would you need to mess with it? Why would you suspect that Emma had caused any of this? The logical conclusion of walking into that room is that the men had a struggle and the child hid in the corner. You wouldn't, you'd naturally think to yourself, oh my god, Emma killed one of them. You'd be like, What? What are you smoking?
Well, that means
You know what I mean?
that means when she walks into the room, then it wasn't already set up. When she walked into the room, then what she must have seen was Dark unconscious on the floor and Marshall impaled on the spear. Because what she's saying is that she fabricated the scene so that Marshall's body.
Right.
Yeah, that's the bit
That's the bit that
she's saying she's fabricated. So when
But even still, why would you suspect that Emma had caused that? Because if Neil was dead and Dark was unconscious, you would assume that those two had a Barney, and one of them's end up dead and the other one potentially dead or unconscious when she found them. It seems like too weird of a leap to go, oh my god, my little sister must have been involved.
Maybe it's something to do with the cloth.
So basically, Gant told her this is what's going to happen.
Maybe, yeah.
That's why I'm saying that it doesn't add up. It's illogical to walk in on that scene and suspect
the fact that she's here and is like, no, I did it on my own. So maybe she's hiding that Gant was already there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
she walked in, Gant was in the scene, and he's like,
yeah.
this is how this is going to work. Otherwise, your sister's going to go away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, yikes, she bit through her thumb. That's a tough bit of muscle on the thumb. She bit through it.
She bit through her hand.
Yeah. No, I did it on my own. Hey sis, stop trying to protect the chief. I can't watch you suffer anymore for my sake. No, you didn't. It wasn't you, Emma. You didn't kill anyone. Don't believe anything Mr. Wright says. Defense attorneys make up the most foul lies to defend their clients.
This coming from a woman who admitted to fabrication. Foul lies. Imagine that coming from my own clients. Fabricator of evidence. I guess you do seem the type who likes to twist the truth. Wait a minute. What if we're still smack dab in the middle of Gant's trap? Is something wrong, Mr. Wright? Yeah, what you said just now pissed me off. I'm gonna fight you in the car park. Lana, maybe right after all. What?
What do you mean, right?
So you do tell foul?
So you do tell foul lies there, Mr. Wright? Don't know.
Miss Skye, please testify once more.
But
if evidence was fabricated behind your back, then Emma's accidental killing of Prosecutor Marshall might also be a lie.
But I do remember knocking over Mr. Marshall.
Miss Skye, if you will. Shut up, Emma.
Shh. Did Gant do the murder? Was it him as well? I can't. There's nothing to be afraid of anymore. This cross-examination may not change a thing. However, there's a possibility that it will if you tell the truth.
Well, spitting facts.
Very well. I'll testify about what I really saw.
All right. The witness may testify once more for the final time. Pissing me off now.
Ooh.
The actual crime scene. Here we go.
Was Gant there first? When I arrived, I found Mr. Marshall's body impaled on the suit of armor's sword.
There you go, yeah.
So that was what she found. Emma and Dark were lying unconscious on the floor nearby. When I saw what had happened, I thought she did it.
Illogical.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. That's a really ridiculous leap of logic to be like, oh my god, my sister must have done it, when clearly these two would have had a fight.
Yeah.
That's illogical.
That's why I erased all the evidence that linked her to the murder. Chief Grant helped me remove the body from the sword and carry it. Okay.
Accomplice.
She's acknowledged that he was there now. But if it all really was a fabrication, Emma might be innocent.
So Chief Gant was there. Unbelievable! The body was impaled on the armor's sword?
It's a spear, but okay. You were the only one who saw that. If only you had proof. Actually, I do have proof.
Ooh! You got baited, bitch.
I gave it to Mr. Wright just this morning.
What? To me? What?
It's a picture I took of the crime scene as I encountered it. I thought it might be needed.
But I don't remember a scene.
It was in the book.
It was in the book, wasn't it? Mr. Wright!
What did I say? When we got given the book, this is the picture all over again. What do you mean you didn't turn the picture over? What do you mean you didn't open the book? Why is everyone so stupid? Anna must have known. See, Mr. Wright, she really does have faith in you.
Oh, Mr. Wright, please present this picture. Yeah, I'm receiving pictures from Lana.
Anna said she gave it to you this morning, right?
I seem to remember getting something from her then.
Let's check the evidence again. There must be a picture in there somewhere. Get the book.
Oh, I can see it.
Yep, there it is, poking out the bottom. Wait,
You click right on the centre of it.
Oh, just on the centre? Oh, to open it, I see. Well, that's gruesome.
And that's probably going to twig it for Blue. Hey, there's a picture in here.
Phoenix. There it is.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh my. This is the actual crime scene. No other detective saw the crime scene like this.
Wrong.
As I contacted Criminal Affairs only after I had rearranged everything.
Oh, Blue found a napsol and she wants it now.
Like Absol.
Absolutely.
So the piece of fabric is from his vest. I said it looked a little bit like leather. Mr. Wright! That piece cut out from his vest. Could that be...
Cloth we found inside Chief Gant's safe. You don't even realise it, Lana. What's this?
So
Flashback time.
Gant had already been there because he removed that and put it in his safe.
Incidentally, the armour was in a different place because it's by a window, but in the picture it was as well.
Yeah, he's moved things around. This is a handprint, isn't it?
It's your
It's her handprint. Oh, it had fingerprints on it. Whosoever fingerprints those are might be the real murderer. You were there when we identified the memo.
We didn't tell her.
Oh, right.
Because we found out who they were and we were like, oh, and we said, oh, they're too faded. We didn't tell Emma. Emma doesn't know.
Oh, right.
They're yours, Emma! You don't.
Why are your lips turning purple, Mr. Wright? Anyway, let us move on with the cross-examination. As long as you tell the truth, we should be able to flush out the real murderer.
Very well. Defense may now begin his cross-examination. So I don't know if this is one where we are going to need to press everything if we've got a picture, or is she... Oh, there we go. So when I... in found the suit... Oh! Oh!
What did I say? What did I say?
I knew it was coming. Come now, Edgy. This is the poorest excuse for a trail I've ever seen. Chief Gant? What? Now you want to make me out as the bad guy too? If so, I'd like to put in a word or two in my defense. Say it, Miles.
You're not allowed! I'm afraid it's too late for that.
What?
You already declined to testify. That means you forfeited your right to make any statements of any sort.
This must be that risk we were talking about earlier.
Just sit back, relax, and enjoy the sound of the noose tightening around your neck. That was Mel as fuck, actually. That was Mel as fuck.
So what? You think I'm worried? You look it.
You did for a little bit, but now he's smiling again.
Sorry to disappoint you. But I don't need to make any statements.
He just needs to be in the room.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
The evidence will do all the talking for him. Even if I can't testify, I can still present evidence. Yes, that is true. Wait! You mean you still have some conclusive evidence? No, I don't. But someone does. Someone?
Uh-oh.
So, what's your excuse, righto? This is gonna go slightly bad. Why have you been keeping quiet about it? You do have something to show the class now, don't you? Something that proves who knocked over Neil Marshall, causing his death. Conclusive evidence that leaves no room for doubt. Is this true, Mr. Wright? No! Yes! A little.
Maybe.
I was looking for the right time. If I share the piece of evidence now, Emma's sure to be made out as the murderer. Mr. Wright, if you have any more evidence, present it now. And if you try to conceal anything, you will be the one appearing before the Board of Inquiries. Not the Spanish Inquisition.
No one expects the Spanish Inquisition.
What do I do now? Better think this through carefully. I can't afford to make the wrong decision. Should I present that piece of evidence? One that shows who really killed Prosecutor Marshall? I'd say yeah.
Yeah.
Because we figured it out.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got her. Yeah, it has her handprint on it. But if she passed out, then she can't have been the one to have ripped it off.
Yeah, why did someone... There's too many questions.
Yeah.
Why was it cut out? And who's to say that that push led to that? There's too many what-ifs. Because now we've already admitted that Gant was in the office as well.
Yeah.
And Gant broke the vase and concealed that. So Gant got there first.
Yeah, so we...
So
yeah.
there's too much... This raises too many questions.
So yeah, I guess we do.
It's a trap to say, no, we don't shoot.
Yeah, he's trying to bait us again.
Yes, Your Honour. I do have further evidence.
Alright, time's finally come to show it to them. Those prints have got to be the Chief's.
Now then, let's see this conclusive evidence. The evidence that shows the actual who actually murdered Prosecutor Marshall.
Do you think we show the picture, or is it very clearly this?
No, they know the picture. They've seen it. It's already been presented.
So it's split. So it's this.
It's a piece of leather cloth. Yes, it most likely was cut from the victim's vest near his chest.
What's this? There's a big handprint on it.
Surely it must have been left on the cloth by whoever shoved the victim into the sword. I'd like us to believe that. What? Whose fingerprints are on this? I'm sure Raito has checked. Haven't you, boy? Well, whose are they? They're Ms. Skies. Ms. Emma Skies.
What? They're mine? So it really did do it.
See? I told you it was conclusive. But this was found in your safe. That means it's possible you forged it. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't remember any cloth in my safe.
You bastard.
Do you really expect me to believe that? But
Give it up, Mr. Wright. It's over. You shouldn't have presented that. By presenting that evidence, you tied Emma Skye to Neil Marshall's death.
no. It appears we have our killer. No! No! Is that actually game over? Everything hinged on that point. In the end, Lana alone was found. Oh, right.
It was the game over. So
we do.
it is.
Wow.
Yeah, it's the photo then. I even said
No, we're supposed to just not present it.
Oh.
Shit.
Well then. Uh-oh, we've got a lot of dialogue to go through.
Oh, fuck. Please tell me. Oh, he hasn't saved.
It hasn't done an auto-save.
Uh,
That's unfortunate. Oh, Jesus, that's a lot of dialogue to go through.
That's kind of annoying. Oh, whatever. Alright, well, we'll skip through this bit.
Is there a hotkey for, like, fast forward?
I
Windows.
believe...
Text skip.
Full auto
Well,
skip.
also skip.
Hold backspace to skip text. There you go. There you go. Someone's giving-
and it'll pause when it gives it when it wants us to make a choice.
So weirdly enough, it's weird because it feels contradictory because everything up until this point has been like, hey,
You always present
should
evidence.
always present evidence. The truth is important, but when you present it, you get punished. So it's a little bit wrong. You know, we've given you all these lessons on how to play the game or how the game is meant to be played out, and then you don't do it. But anyway,
Game design.
yeah, that piece of evidence will come up, but I suppose we just have to say no. We don't want to present it. So.
We have to press everything.
No, it's not everything. It's just that one statement. I blame chat for not telling us to say.
I like they were gonna know.
Next. No.
Fabricates the evidence. Rearrange the crimes. Oh yeah, I move the body. That's it, right?
We've got to press this one to get the next one. No, I hope it doesn't count now.
Hope.
You know what I was actually thinking would happen is that based on the book that she gave us that tells us the two criminal when you're submitting evidence, the two things that you have to supply. I honestly thought that they were going to say like you can't submit that evidence because it's not been approved by the police because we found it in his safe. And I thought Gumshoe was going to come bursting in, be like, "Hey pals, I can validate that I was there to see that evidence," and it'd be like, "No! How could I have been fooled by a crappy detective?" That would have been hilarious. No, next. There you go.
Now I gotta do the other one because
Yeah.
you gotta do both of them. We do have to press everything.
No, there was something that we presented, wasn't there?
It's broke off the tickets. I knew that. Needed. Motivation was to get documented. I don't think the thing that we need to contrast it.
Quickly skipped.
How you doing, chat?
Yep. This probably will be all we get to play tonight, unfortunately. We probably won't get to do some chance of scenario.
No, I wasn't expecting this to.
I didn't know how close to the end we were. I remember we were close to the end, but I didn't remember how close, but it is a little bit further away. There's still a bit to go. We need to think about what we're doing after chance of scenario as well.
There's time before we have to do
Yeah.
that.
We've pressed that one. That one.
That's the running plan going. It's going. Oops, we've gotten stuck in a loop. There's no truth to blackmail theory. Fabricated the evidence 2 years ago by myself. I broke off the tip and planted it inside the wound and moved the body. I knew the tip of the weapon found buried in his body would be all the proof needed. The only motivation was to get Doc convicted. I've already forgotten what it was we did at this point.
I know it was the jar that we submitted.
It's because we've gone too far.
No, there we go. You need to do this one, but we need to do the why did you move the body? That's the weapon one. We need the other
Oh,
one.
I already did.
Yeah, I thought you did that one, but I don't know.
Oh, thanks for gifting a sub to Wagon.
There you go.
There we
So
go.
then we submit the jar. I'm going to spend some time with chat then for a bit.
Yeah, so I'm asking how chat's doing.
Who is actually here? Give us a shout who's actually in the chat at the moment.
What are you up to, guys, while we catch up? What are you up to? Talk to us.
We know you're here, Hope. You're always here.
And we're very grateful for it.
Malcolm. I remember him. Cow.
Preparing for that DLC. Oh, right, the DLC's out, like, next week? It's, like, out the week before the Final Fantasy expansion. That was very funny. When they were talking about the Final Fantasy expansion. They were like, we're pushing it back a week for reasons, and then the lead developer, Yoshi P, who stood on the stage with the microphone, literally turns and goes, Elden Ring DLC!
There you go.
Jar.
Jar again. Oh, it's this Friday.
Oh, this Friday, damn. Didn't realise it was that soon. It's releasing on a Friday so that you can play them at the weekend.
Makes sense.
I almost wish they'd made a separate sprite for the judge screaming.
No!
Because everybody gets like their breakdown sprite or whatever. It's quite funny to hear all the sound effects happening in rapid succession.
There you go, this is where we got it to. So I think we can hit save somewhere around here. Yeah, because this is where she gets interrupted, isn't it?
We've never had to save mid-trial before.
Was it this one?
Oh yeah, because we need to get the photo.
Oh yeah, we don't.
We've still got another bit to do.
Fine.
But we're a lot closer than we were now.
Yeah. I remember it was the start of one of them because we were like, what the hell?
I even checked, I was like, oh, the game literally doesn't let us examine this book up until this point.
For reasons.
What did I again, I'm still just like, what did I say when she gave us the book? Just be like, huh, this would be a great place to hide a piece of evidence because she knows we're being watched by GANT.
Yeah.
You didn't even fucking look.
Balls in your face!
Aye.
So we don't present that evidence.
Yeah, we don't present the cloth as evidence.
We just be like, no, I don't know, I don't know. Just suppose it makes sense looking at it from the other side because it's not legal evidence.
There you go, there's the interruption.
Yeah, we can skip past all that. Oh, you were
I'm
saying?
gonna save again, just so we're a bit closer. Though we know what not to do, so hopefully we won't need the save again.
Just on the off chance that that is also a wrong answer.
Maybe we dupe him of like maybe we do actually present the photo because he's like you've got evidence, and we're like, yes, this evidence, and he goes, wait, what? That's not the evidence you're supposed to have. But we'll try the no, and we'll see what no does. Because it's like I said throughout the game, whenever the game's like, are you gonna press or are you gonna leave it? And I'm like, well, if we leave it,
It's game over.
it's game over, surely. So
the one time when we're like, we'll press, we won't leave it. It's like, nope, game over. Alright, so
we'll try cannot show and see if the game gives us a fail state.
Your Honour, I don't have any evidence I can present at this point in time. What? You lie! Chief Gunt? You opened my safe! I know you took what was inside. Ah, he admits it this way. Yeah, I know you took what was inside.
So you get again. I guess that's why. Because I guess that's kind of the point. Although, as you say, it's a bit awkward of game design. But I suppose that's the point of like the entire game has taught us that this is what we're supposed to do. And the point is that because Gant is really manipulative, it's like, well, he knows that that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
So when you don't do it, it goes against everything you've been taught, and it goes against what he expects, which is why you catch him out. I guess there's a kind of logic to it, but that's not how players are taught to think by games.
No.
Yeah. Like you can see the logic, but I imagine that a lot of people get caught on that.
Yeah, which I suppose is the point. She just reread it. The conclusive evidence from my safe.
No.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Mr. Wright, why don't you show them? We found it together.
Oh, I see. It's because you know the truth, don't you? You know whose fingerprints are on it. That's why you won't present it.
What are you talking about, Chief Gant?
Can't you figure it out? Take a good look at this picture. See the victim's vest? Notice anything odd about the chest area?
Interesting that he points it out himself when we were going to point it out to be like, clearly you did this.
Looks like a part of it's been cut out for some reason.
You mean you had this in your safe?
What? That means the chief of police, have been concealing evidence? This is going to be the scoop of the century. The biggest scandal in the history of the police department. Impressive. To be honest, I didn't think you had the gall, righto. Well, I can't just let you pin me up as the murderer. I'll tell you what really happened. You can't.
You're not allowed to.
What? You mean you admit to it?
You're not allowed to testify.
I was the first person to arrive at the crime scene that day.
Oh, he's just straight up confessed that.
It then occurred to me that I could use the situation to control Lana.
So you really were manipulating her?
I knew Lana. If I made it look like the blame lay with her sister, that when she saw the scene, she would ask me for my aid.
So you assisted Ms. Sky?
I know why he's admitting this, because then that gets him off of being a murderer. He just admits to everything but the murder. And this trial is about the murder of Detective Goodman. That's why he's like, I'll admit to this, sure.
He's not being tried for that, yeah.
The punishment for that isn't going to be the death sentence, it'll be, something else that's minor.
For forging evidence.
Yeah. I told her to arrange all the evidence. I had her plant the knife tip in the victim's body and move the body across the room.
I ended up using that evidence to get Joe Dark convicted.
When I tampered with the crime scene, I hid 2 pieces of evidence. This was before Lana arrived at the scene, mind you. 2 pieces of evidence? You mean those items in your safe? But why? For insurance, of course. Insurance?
That's so, gross.
I was sure my plan would work, but it's always best to be prepared for the worst case scenario. I wasn't about to let anyone blame me for a murder that girl committed. You mean you were calculating that far ahead while forging evidence? What do you take me for? A fool? I didn't make chief of police by dumb luck. See this jar fragment? I hid the most legible part of Emma's name. I didn't expect Lana to go and wipe the blood off all the other pieces.
But if you fabricated all the evidence, what's to say you didn't fabricate the message on the jar, too?
Ooh. Ho, ho, ho. Some people just don't know when to quit, do they? That's why I kept one more item for insurance.
You mean that piece of cloth?
Come on, Raito. Cough it up already. I know you have it.
You waiting for, Mr. Wright?
So you admit to it then, Chief Gant? That you were hiding the cloth you cut off the victim's vest in your safe? Yes, I admit it. I didn't want to have to do that, being chief and all. But it's a lot better than being portrayed as a murderer. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you have to say for yourself? Just a moment. This is why we've got the book. We couldn't present it before because it was illegal evidence, because it had not been presented to the court prior to the trial, and it had not been represented by a police officer.
But now
we
it
just
has.
had the chief of police say this is evidence, so now we're allowed to present it. That gets us off the hook.
Yeah.
Just a moment ago, you said you didn't have any evidence you could present. Foolish move, Raito. You should have shown it before it was too late. It's been a long battle. The moment of truth has finally arrived. As long as I don't mess up here, victory is mine. You want to say it again?
I'm saving.
So this is deliberately in here to trick people that have already done the bad one. Thank you, Hope.
Thank you.
So, show evidence.
Yeah, now we can show the evidence.
Your Honor, I do have evidence to present now. Alright then, let's see this conclusive evidence. The evidence that shows who actually murdered Prosecutor Marshall.
Who actually murdered Prosecutor Marshall.
Specific wording.
Yeah, wording is important in this game.
Let's try this one just because...
I mean, we have saved, so...
We've saved and we'll just quickly load, but
yeah,
the wording,
the wording makes me hesitate, you know? Again, I'm like, Yeah, can I... No, I can't rotate the photo in any way.
No, it's the photo, it's just a
It's
photo.
it's just a photo.
Okay, we've saved. We've scum saved.
We've
so
saved, yeah.
This was kind of what everyone's pointing at. So let's just have a look. Let me verify this once more. On the day of the crime, you personally cut out this piece of the victim's vest. Oh, yes. At last, you finally brought it out in the open. There's a handprint on this piece of cloth.
Your Honour, the prosecution requests that it be immediately sent to the lab for analysis. There's handprint on the leather. There must have been a strong impact for it to be left so clearly.
You mean?
It could not have been forged. It must be authentic, conclusive evidence.
That's
Okay.
but whatever. You're so slow in the uptake as ever, Worthy.
What?
Think about it. Raito had all this time to present this evidence. Yet he was reluctant to do so. Why would that be?
You mean you already know? You know whose fingerprints are on that? Mr. Wright, do you really know?
Whoever the fingerprints belong to must be the real murderer. Whose fingerprints are they? Very well. I'll tell you. Should be okay now. Everything's proceeding as predicted. The person to whom these fingerprints belong to is...
We can't lie.
Oh yeah, because they can get them tested anyway.
Yeah,
so.
I said we can't lie. It's interesting that they make this a choice. You can't lie.
Emma Sky?
What? They're mine?
I'm sorry, Emma.
But why? Why didn't you tell me? What was on her hand to leave the prints? They're implying that it was force that left the imprint.
Oh! You're really something, Raito. You knew this girl did it all along, and you still tried to pin the murder on me. So it's true. Tragic, but true. This girl really did shove Prosecutor Marshall to his death.
This feels like another face. Huh? How could you? You monster!
Sky?
You knew whose fingerprints were there all along, yet you acted like she really didn't.
Oh, no, right, it's got a plan. Miss Sky, it's not over yet.
What?
I said this trial isn't over yet. Ha! But I'm afraid it is over, boy. Not only this trial, but your career too. You purposefully concealed... there you go.
Yeah.
You purposefully concealed this conclusive evidence. That, my friend, is a serious offence. Hit him with it right. I'm looking forward to pressing charges after the defendant is convicted. I'll have your badge, boy.
Still silent.
What's the matter? Cat got your tongue? Aren't you going to tell us how it feels? How it feels to be the one who single-handedly turned a poor little girl into a murderer.
Jesus.
Before I do that... Are you done?
Wait.
Or didn't you hear me? It's just one little thing I have to clear up.
Oh, you just did the, oh, what's his name? What's the name of the detective, Das? You just did the, one more thing. Columbo, that's the one. You just pulled a Columbo. One more thing.
Just one little thing I have to clear up.
Just one more thing.
Oh, and what's that? Who really killed Prosecutor Neil Marshall? What? Chief Gant, you're absolutely right. This piece of cloth proves who the real murderer is. Who killed Neil Marshall, you ask? It was Emma Skye, wasn't it? I'm afraid that's not possible. You see, this piece of cloth contains a critical contradiction, which I've just remembered. What? A contradiction? Look at the photo again. Look at the cloth. Look at the photo. Look at the cloth. You'll notice it. It's too obvious.
Is it the shape? The blood is underneath.
There's no blood on the cloth. I think it took me a while to figure that out as a kid. It was like one of those where Wright had figured it out and I hadn't.
Ah.
And I was sat there and it did take me a while, and then all of a sudden you like look at the photo, and then it clicks.
It clicks,
you go,
yeah.
why is there no blood on this if it was done when it was when he was killed? It's like, yeah, that's why. There's no blood on this cloth at all.
There's no blood on it.
So that means that the impaling happened after she pushed him.
After she pushed him.
Yeah. Anyway, what is this fool babbling about?
A boot.
Go Canadian. What are you babbling about? I'm talking about a contradiction. One that proves, quite concisely, who the real killer is.
Ah, one more thing, Chief Gant.
Mr. Wright, this piece of cloth.
Drink wanker.
What could it possibly contradict? Chief Gant, your tyrannical reign ends here, you piece of shit. Behold, the piece of evidence that contradicts this cloth.
Photo.
Yeah.
Take that!
And what exactly is this supposed to be? This is the picture Miss Skye took. Take a good look at it. You could say, Chief Gant, look at this photograph! Every time I do, it makes me laugh!
Clip it!
See where the piece of his vest was cut out? You thought you were being so clever, didn't you? Yes, his shirt is showing underneath. Yes, we know how clothes work. Not to make out with all the blood in his vest, though. Exactly my point.
Yes.
His chest is soaked with blood. That's only natural. His lungs, no doubt, were punctured. Blood pouring out of his mouth.
Ugh, gruesome.
Oh, but that piece of cloth.
Clean as a whistle.
Wait. There's no blood on it at all. Ah! Since Emma Skye's fingerprints are on this cloth, there's no doubt that she shoved the prosecutor aside. However, Mr. Marshall was not impaled on the sword at that time. No, this is nonsense. Now then, Chief Gant, let me ask you something. Prosecutor Marshall was not impaled when he was shoved aside.
Thanks, Boz.
Thank you very much, Ross.
He most likely hit his head on the ground and was knocked out.
If so, then tell me, who could it have been? Who could have arrived at the scene before Ms. Lana Skye, picked up the unconscious prosecutor, and impaled him on the armor's sword?
Then, to make it look like Emma was responsible for the prosecutor's death, the said person proceeded to write her name on the jar with the victim's blood. A jar that they then broke on purpose to leave behind a clue. And make Lana believe her sister did it.
Remember what you admitted only moments ago?
Gotcha.
That you personally cut out this this bloodless piece of the victim's vest. Ironic, isn't it? Through the very act of creating insurance, you proved that you were the actual murderer.
Gotcha. I've said before, I love the subtle twitch of the eyebrow in the animation.
They do a lot with only a few things. No! It's finally over. An objection.
You're looking a bit deflated there, Gant.
That was close, Righto. You almost had me.
What?
You're still fighting?
What?
Sorry, but you'll have to do better than that. I refute your allegations. Do you mean you refute his allegations?
The fuck you mean, nuh-uh?
You see, that piece of cloth is illegal evidence.
This is where it comes. This is where the book comes up.
Order! Order! What nonsense is this? Illegal evidence cannot be used to convict a suspect. Remember, Udgy? Earlier, Allrighto here concealed that piece of cloth. So then, what's your excuse, Righto? You do have some conclusive evidence, don't you? Your Honor, I don't have any evidence that I can present at this point in time. Like the flashback.
Yep. You couldn't present it at that point in time.
That's true. The defense did refuse to present evidence. At that moment, that piece of cloth ceased to be legal evidence.
That's not fair!
Oh, did you actually think you could best me in court? It looks like the last laugh's on you, son.
Wait.
I'm afraid Mr. Gant's claim is legally correct. Well, Mr. Edgeworth?
True, legal evidence cannot be used to convict a person. Assuming, of course, that the evidence is indeed legal.
Well, Mr. Wright? It seems... last. Time for me to reveal my plan has finally arrived. Mr. Wright, do you admit to it that you purposefully and illegally concealed this piece of cloth? No, we did not illegally conceal it, so no, I did not. Say.
Yeah, I don't trust the game anymore on this trial.
Yeah.
After it duped just like that, I don't trust it.
So I did not illegally conceal. I admit, I refused to present it at one time.
At that point, he couldn't present it, but then the chief acknowledged it as evidence, which then meant it was legal.
Aha! So the evidence is illegal.
Wait.
No, it isn't, Mr. Gant. Huh? It's not that I didn't present evidence then. It's that I couldn't. Do you mean you couldn't? There are certain procedures involved when presenting evidence in court. No, Udgy, don't listen to his lies.
Whoa.
He's nothing but a coward. You can't really believe.
There's only one issue left to be resolved in this trial. Is this evidence legal or not?
Very well. Let us settle this once and for all. Earlier you refused to present evidence. If you can prove your conduct was not in violation of the law, then do so now. Look at this crappy book.
Look at this book!
It's got a picture of a bird on it.
Look at this book that says it can't be shown without the approval of the police department.
Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial.
And he proved it was relevant because he admitted so.
Yeah, he admitted that it was in the safe with the jar.
Yeah.
This is my proof, Your Honor. Evidence law. What's this? A child's book? I've done my homework too, Chief. Indeed, Emma Sky's fingerprints were on this piece of cloth. However, at that point in time, this was merely a piece of cloth. Nothing more.
Yep, we didn't know what it was.
You see, it's written right here in this book, the second rule of evidence law.
Rule 1. No evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department.
I found this piece of evidence myself, inside your safe. It goes without saying, I did not have any approval from the police department.
Rule 2. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial.
And here's the crux of the matter. You see, at the time it was impossible for me to prove the relevance between the cloth and the SL9 incident. What kind of nonsense is this? You want relevancy? Just take one look at this picture. Sorry, but can you recall, when was that picture presented? That was shown only a few moments ago. No, I see where this is going.
He's right. At the beginning of today's trial, that piece of cloth was still meaningless.
The person who gave it value as evidence was you, Damon Gant.
You yourself confessed to a certain truth.
Let me verify this once more. On the day of the crime, you personally cut out this piece of the victim's vest. Oh, yes. Oh, fuck. No!
It was then that you approved this cloth as conclusive evidence. Yes, you, the chief of police, personally approved this cloth. Even his lips twitching.
Yeah. The only person who could have cut this from the victim's vest is the one who stood before Prosecutor Marshall in his final moments. In other words, the real murderer. And there's only one person who that could be. Damon Gant! You're a sham!
Hey! Why are you smiling?
I knew I should have gotten rid of him.
What the fuck? You okay?
A little out of breath. Just gonna take a little sip.
Can we get a round of applause for Spook, please? That was really good.
Thank you. I've been practicing.
That explains what that noise was.
I'm actually a little sweaty after that.
Do you need the window?
I forgot how much he goes on and on.
Yeah,
Did you notice how quick he was clapping?
Yeah.
He speeds up.
Yeah, he goes faster
He
and
proper
faster.
loses it though.
Jesus.
Anyway.
Do you need the window open?
Yeah, go on. We're nearly finished this now.
Okay.
Click. That good-for-nothing cowboy. Spook's longest laugh forced. For 2 years, he's been snooping around the department trying to get something on me. Crimes are being committed every day, yet he insisted on hounding me. His brother.
Yeah, because you killed his brother. Your crime wasn't exactly petty.
He wanted to reinvestigate the case. He recruited Angel Star, then convinced Bruce Goodman. Detective Goodman? Oh yeah. Yeah, that's right. Oh, fuck it, forgotten. If the evidence is transferred, I'll lose my only chance to find out the truth. You gotta help me, Bambina. Please, you gotta help me.
Oh, he took his hat off.
Thanks, Matt Mercer. Goodman turned him down, as he ought to. Still, Jake Marshall didn't know when to quit.
You stole Goodman's ID card and tried to take the evidence. Wait, so did Gant kill Goodman because he thought he was Marshall?
No, because he went in before.
Oh, right, yeah.
Goodman came to me that day. He wanted to file a lost item report. I went with him to the evidence room. Then all of a sudden, he decided to speak out.
Oh.
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 What are you talking about, Goodman?
Can you please reopen the investigation, Chief? We can't transfer the evidence out. There are too many questions left unanswered.
He opened his evidence locker, and as he was taking the evidence out, he said,
It's not too late. I'm gonna hand all of this over to Marshall.
Oh. Well, to be honest, I was a bit taken aback by his words. I had a bad feeling when he came to see me but I never thought he'd bring up SL9. That's when I saw it. That accursed knife.
Grim.
I couldn't just pull it out.
Doing so would have only led to more blood, making it near impossible to hide your crime.
Even so, the blood was just pouring out. I didn't know who might stumble in, so I hurried to wipe it up. I was worrying so much about the floor, I didn't realize my fatal mistake. Bloody handprints. Detective Gumshoe's locker.
The person that was wearing gloves.
I used to be known as the crime computer. But everyone has to start somewhere, I guess. I was too nervous. I had no business doing any of it.
Then you put the body in my car?
I'm sorry. I couldn't think of any other way to move the body. I broke your trunk, but what's the big deal? You make a lot more than us detectives ever will. Leaving the prosecution's car aside, how? How could you get Miss Sky involved in all of this? Well, she had as much to lose as I did if the truth came out.
So you took the evidence from Detective Goodman's locker?
I felt bad for having to do it. I also didn't have the time to pick and choose what to take. So you left the jar, fragments, and the glove. Yeah. Looks like I was better off being an investigator of crimes than a committer. They all did their best to get in my way. I've got to hand it to them. They do their jobs well, much to my dismay.
Fake evidence doesn't hold up very well upon close examination. You must have known that.
Tell me, Worthy, why do you stand in court?
Me?
You despise criminals. I can feel it. You and me, we're the same.
Don't say that.
One day you'll understand. Oh, believe me, you will. You're just one man. You'll see what it really takes to bring them down once you try to go it alone.
Don't like that.
Well, looks like it's time to say goodbye. Oh, Udgy. What? Looks like we'll have to cancel that lunch date. Sorry, old friend. I'm sorry too, Damon Gant. I knew you as you used to be long ago. You were once a fine investigator, an example to others on the force. Sorry to learn that you are no longer that person. Those days are gone now, Archie. Thanks for all the memories, though.
Even though they're so great.
Don't worry, you'll be fine. Now you have Raito here. And Worthy. With these two around, you can't go wrong. In fact, I can hear them already. The melodious sounds of a new beginning. There are two things I want you to understand.
Yes?
First, your sister never hurt anyone. Second, Damon Gant betrayed you from the beginning. You see, Miss Sky? The deck was stacked from the start. You no longer have any reason to keep silent.
You're right.
I know.
When this trial is over, I'll tell everything. All I've done these past 2 years, from the time I had Gant help me forge evidence up until today.
So, it seems all the questions raised in this trial have been answered. I'm sorry, Miss Sky. Couldn't get you out of all your trouble.
Well, at least she's not the murderer, she's now
Yeah.
just an accomplice,
Yeah.
but an unwilling one. My, what high standards you have for a rookie. Huh?
Bit rude.
can see why Mia thought so highly of you. Who knows? A few years from now, you just might make it to the top. Aww. Aww, she's smiling. I owe you my thanks, Mr. Wright.
Miss Sky, you have a beautiful smile.
You too, Mr. Edgeworth. You've suffered every bit as much as I have over these past few days. Believe me, I know how much of an ordeal it's been for you. It was nothing.
Liar.
I was worried the pressure might break you, and yet... you rose above it all and guided Mr. Wright to victory. You've done well, Mr. Edgeworth. Stop it! I only did my job. Oh, he's bashful.
In light of this case...
Bye, Hope.
Bye, Hope.
Thanks for being here.
We finished as well. It seems a good self-examining is in order for all of us. Miss Sky,
Yes, Your Honor?
you are innocent of murder. However, although the chief blackmailed you, the fact is you still acted as his accomplice. Trial will be scheduled for these crimes at a later date.
Yes, I understand, Your Honor.
Is there something amusing about all of this? Why are you smiling?
It's been a long time, Your Honor. Long time since I've felt free of these heavy chains.
Well, this trial has gone on far too long already. Regarding the charge of murder, this court finds the defendant, Ms. Lana Sky,
Not guilty!
got down the second trial.
Woo!
That is all. This court is adjourned. Time for my damn subway.
You can finally have his subway.
Here we go. Whew, at long last, it's finally over. Oh. Emma? Why the long face? Sorry your sister didn't get completely off the hook, but at least she wasn't convicted for a murder that she didn't commit.
No, that's not it. Just now, after the trial ended. See why Mia Faye thought so highly of you. I owe you my thanks, Mr. Wright. And you too, Mr. Edgeworth. You've suffered every bit as much as I have over these past few days. You've done well.
Smile.
She does have a nice smile. You know, I did my best too, but Nana didn't say a single word to me.
Oh, I'm not interrupting anything, pal!
Jesus! How do you move so quietly?
Oh, guess I am. I'll come back later. We're on the same wavelength.
How was Spook perfectly cast as Gumshoe, of all people?
I just need a body double, but I can do the voice for him.
How? Oh, it's like a puppy.
Hey, Detective Gumshoe! What is it?
I feel like we've had this conversation before.
Deja vu? You got a lot of nerve, pal. You're doing this on purpose, aren't you? Making a detective run around while on duty? And to top it all off, you call me here. I've seen happier people at funerals. Hey, lighten up, pals. I'm only kidding.
Oh, are you here because of my sister again?
Nope, not this time.
Just stand behind Stanji and learn how to lip sync. Yeah, basically. Stanji, you can do the acting and you can do the VA.
I came today because of you, pal.
Me?
That's right. I thought you'd like to see someone. She was still in detention.
Lana!
Should you be doing this? She's still under arrest, you know. Well, I won't tell if you won't.
Thanks, Gumshoe. He's a good man. Emma, I owe you an apology. It's okay, sis. Don't worry about it. That day 2 years ago, Huh? It was the first time in my life I ever panicked. It was all I could do to keep myself from screaming. All I could think about was keeping you from getting wrapped up in that mess. Sis. I asked Gant to help me cover up the truth. I thought I was doing it for your sake. Now, I realize I was wrong. I changed after that day. I do like this picture, it's a cool picture. I had to. It was the only way I could make it through the past 2 years.
You like it because it reminds you of Devon
Yes,
Cobb.
it does, okay! Don't at me!
You're getting added.
Shh! I knew how much I was hurting you by distancing myself. But I couldn't bring myself to tell you what I did. I was scared. Scared that you'd look at me with those eyes of yours. I was scared of how you'd react if you knew. But sis, you were only doing it for me. No. Huh? I turned my back on you that day. In hiding what I believed to be the truth, I was deceiving you. Sis. I'm such a fool. It took me all this time to realize it. Emma, I'm so sorry. But sis, you don't have to apologize. I'm happy now. You're happy? Of course. You know, sis, I always knew that one day you'd come back.
No.
And now you have. Oh, Emma. Emma.
No.
Oh. Yay! Hug!
No one can change the past. The only thing we can do is strive to make up for our mistakes. Why must we make up for our mistakes, you ask? Because in doing so, we can find the way back to our rightful path. It is from there that we can move on toward a brighter future. At least that's what I felt, watching the two sisters make up.
Oh. Mr. Wright, Mr. Gumshoe,
Me?
thank you both for all that you've done. I'm sure we'll meet again someday. Isn't that right, Edgeworth?
I see you lurking there. Edgeworth?
Stop hiding and come over here. Cheerful as always.
Where was he hiding?
I just came to say
Congratulations.
congratulations. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Right. Well, I'll be going now. Mr. Edgeworth, I hope you don't blame yourself for what happened. We were the ones who acted corruptly, not you. It's too late for me. Oh, Edgeworth.
I'm too edgy.
You're so edgy. No matter what anyone may say, I realized today that I can't correct my mistakes. Mr. Edgeworth. Not only that, but I don't even trust myself anymore. Chief Gant was right.
You despise criminals. I can feel it. You and me, we're the same.
Duh.
One day you'll understand. Oh, believe me, you will. You're just one man. You'll see what it really takes to bring them down once you try to go it alone. Edgeworth's had some influence in his life.
Oh, yeah.
I do
I do despise criminals. I plan to dedicate my entire life to fighting them, but in order to fight crime on my own, I'd need a weapon. It's scary, but I have known that to be true for quite some time now.
But Edgeworth?
Who knows? Given enough time, I might have tried to pull something like Chief Gant did. That thought terrifies me. That's why I can't continue on as a prosecutor. Edgeworth, don't you understand? Damon Gant and your mentor, Manfred von Karma. Dare you bring up that name? Were both the best of the best when it came to fighting crime. But they both made the same mistake.
They'd do anything to get a victory.
You said, in order to fight crime on my own, I'd need a weapon. That may be true, but think back to today's trial. You weren't alone. You were working together with Mr. Wright. Because of that partnership, you were able to present evidence that otherwise would have gone undiscovered. Isn't that right, Mr. Wright?
Huh? What? Oh, yeah. What is this, pop quiz?
Come on, Mr. Wright, show me what Lana's talking about.
Evidence, huh? Something that neither Edgeworth nor I would have been able to find on our own. Shit.
Wait, I wasn't ready for a quiz, wait!
Something that was, what was it, today?
Was it today?
Something presented today.
Was it the drawing? Yeah, it was the drawing because Edgeworth had one half and we had the other, right?
Symbolic.
The two halves. It's symbolism. It's the two halves, right?
Surely.
That's
Well
the
done,
picture
Blood.
I drew.
Well done, Blood.
Yay!
Our counterattack began with this. You had one half of the evidence list, I had the other. Apart, we wouldn't have been able to completely restore Emma's picture.
That didn't just happen by chance, Mr. Edgeworth. It's time for me to go. Mr. Edgeworth? If you'll excuse me, there are still some loose ends that need wrapping up. And take care, Chief Prosecutor. Aww.
Edgeworth, what will you do now? I'm gonna go buy a new car.
Where?
Well, whatever you do, just remember. You can let what happened kill the prosecutor in you, or you can let it help you grow. In the end, it's up to you.
I know. It seems I owe you my thanks too, Mr. Wright. He's smiling too. What I face now is my problem.
Edgeworth, I'll see you in court.
Farewell. I'd better be going too. Okay, but I'll be by to visit soon. It seems we have a lot to learn and catching up to do. Here, a little something for you. Scientific investigation?
For dummies?
It's the first book I ever bought. Study it well. Thanks, sis!
Hello.
Sam! Hello! Thank you for the raid. How's it going, darling? What were you up to? We're basically at the end of the game.
Yeah. You've missed out on the best bit, which was me losing my voice.
Yeah, oh my god. Jesus.
You might have to play that clip at the end of the stream.
There is a clip of Spook screaming for like a minute straight.
Paper Mario the 1,000-Year Door, yes! We need to play that at some point. That is a genuinely sick RPG.
Yeah.
Really good.
Fair.
Really good.
Thanks, sis. I will. Aww.
And so, another case came to a close. As for the sisters, I have faith. George Michael said.
Playing the remake. Oh, it's a good remake then, is it? I have heard that it is good.
Faith that their lives have only just begun. And as for me, I think it's time I started on a new journey of my own. A journey to rediscover myself as Max Payne. Well, don't go trekking off just yet, pal.
Huh?
What is it, detective? There's just a little matter to be resolved about the chief prosecutor. You see, she isn't supposed to be out of jail like this.
But
I thought you said it was okay. Yeah, well, I lied. It may be okay with me, but the folks of the prison are a different story. Huh?
Huh?
Basically, I have to bribe a guard in order to sneak her out for 30 minutes. Believe me, it wasn't cheap either.
Way to go, detective! I didn't know you had a wild side.
Yeah, well, I have a wild side, but I don't have a wild purse. Cough up. Mr. Wright, you're the one who's been footing the bill.
Oh yeah, he doesn't have any money. Ah! Thanks for following.
What, you think I can afford it with my salary? You gotta be kidding me, pal. I've had 3 demotions since you've been on the case.
Remember, guys, be gay, do crime. Pirate, thanks for gifting them a sub as well. Thank you, Mr. Wright, you're the best. Huh?
I'm the broke. Help me. Why is it? I suddenly feel like I want to scream. Hey, I got an idea. Why don't we all go out, we'll pay it off together? I thought I was going to say go out for dinner.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
What money do you have? You're a child.
Come on, guys, let's go. Hey.
Roll credits.
And there you go. That's how much we had left of the game.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this is good. Oh, we got more. Wait, we got more.
Oh.
I arranged. Oh, it's auto scrolling. Should you please to study under a top coroner? As for me, this affair has pretty much ended my days as the prosecutor's office. Still, I'll manage to find my way back to the field somehow. Then I'll be able to investigate crimes together with Emma. Aww.
That'd be nice.
That would be cute. It's auto-scrolling. Ah, I hate it when it does this.
We do get to see everyone send off.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
Yeah, it's the proper end.
So I believe this was the case that was added on specifically for the DS.
For the DS,
because
yeah.
it's touchscreen.
It uses touchscreen controls.
Yikes! I thought I was a goner for a moment there. In the end, though, it doesn't even matter. They overlooked my unauthorized investigation of the chief's office. If we penalize you anymore, it'll be worse than firing you. Yep, that's what they said. Just goes to show, you can't shake me off that easily.
Thanks, Gumshoe. He's a good guy.
Thanks, Sam.
Thanks, Sam. Thank you for the raid. Look after yourself. Thank you so much. Blah. Is there more? Do we get to see Edgeworth or do we get to see Emma? Oh my god, not Meekins!
Oh, my new mission is to guard the main entrance and take care of Billy. Can you believe it? I've been demoted to a security guard. My partner's keeping an eye on the entrance for me today. I'll show them though! Someday I'm gonna make detective! Yes, sir! Then I can be just like that Dick Gumshoe!
Meekins. Not the person I expected to turn up here. Oh man. That really threw me off. Like, wait, Meekins? What? What?
We like Meekins, he's just unfortunate. Oh, where are we at now?
Oh god,
At
not
least
you.
you play the music. The Blue Badger. It's the Blue Badger. Badger, 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 badger. Baton and flag.
No!
Oh no! He died!
Oh no! Anyway. Oh no, what a tragic event! Oh no, whatever shall we do? Here he is.
What is it? Can't you see I'm having me a showdown with a staked lunch partner? Miss Starr managed to sneak this into me. She's seen one of the guards, it seems. Oh, cowboy, looks like you did it. You even gave Bambina back her smile.
Yeah.
Can you make sure Billy and the gang get their water?
Wait, is Billy did he name his cactus? Billy the cactus.
Billy kid.
I'm
You're
so
awfully
upset.
calm for somebody who just had their brother announced as being
Looks like we won't be seeing each other for a while.
Well, if you don't want to.
As a farewell gift, I put a new meal on the menu, the right way lunch. Top layer tastes as bitter as defeat, but the bottom layer as sweet as victory. Kids seem to dig the turnabout theme. It's a hot seller around exam time. Just make sure not to eat it backwards.
I'll eat you backwards.
Shut up!
Ow.
Stop! Shut up, Cor! Don't encourage him! Gee. Oh, it's the judge.
I'll never forget what that young defense lawyer said after the trial. Oh, shit! Let's see, what was his name again? Mr. Left?
For God's sake.
Anyway, he said he's been doing something or other for how many years? Well, anyway, I've got another subway to get to, so I better be. Oh no! I forgot my gavel! Sorry, I gotta go.
Oh my god.
That's what his chair looks like.
Oh wow, chair! Who's next? Is it going to be Emma? Or Edgeworth?
I don't know.
Hey! Ah! Nothing soothes the soul like fresh country air. Still, sometimes I do miss hearing you and your objection. Still, I can't go back until I'm a fully fledged spirit medium. Mystic Maya, afternoon training's about to begin. Coming! Well, see you around, Nick. Aw, he went to visit her.
Yeah, in the mountains.
Aw. Don't worry, Nick. I've updated the autopsy.
Who's next?
Too
We
easy.
want to see the people's...
Go to peoples.
Oh.
Oh, it's Edgeworth.
That's his office.
Mr. Edgeworth?
Oh, yes.
Oh, it's him.
Mr. Edgeworth, I brought you your tea. What's this? What's going on? Oh no, I'll be the bellboy who had discovered the paper. Oh, bugger.
I said I wasn't expecting to see Meekings. I really wasn't expecting to see the bellboy. And he didn't get a name. Still didn't get a name. He's just the bellboy.
His name is Jeeves. Oh.
Thanks for coming to see me off. I can't believe I'm going to Europe.
Wow.
Thank you, Mr. Wright. Thank you so much for everything. I'm a little sad, but I'll be alright. Whenever I want to see Lana, all I have to do is open this book.
There's a picture of her inside it. Oh, I've just remembered.
Because there is actually a picture inside of it.
Oh, it probably is, actually. I've just remembered. She's grown up and she's in the Miles Edgeworth game.
Who is she?
She's the kid that had the electronic gadget.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's Emma Sky.
Oh,
I just remembered
neat.
that. I was like,
oh,
yeah.
there is a picture inside it.
baby Emma.
Oh, they're both babies. They look so young. Oh, that's so cute. Aww.
Yeah.
Let's go. Achievement for beating the game. There you go. Wah.
There you go.
So we didn't hear from Edgeworth or Phoenix.
It was a letter.
There was a letter on the desk and we didn't see what the letter was in it. Well, it is the Ace Attorney trilogy, but we are going to be playing Chants of Sonar.
Oh,
Stanji, what time should you call this?
Stanley finally turned up.
I really enjoyed this, so I think we probably will play. Oh no!
Oh, get fucked!
What?
Oh, brilliant.
Oh, sorry, Stanji.
I'm not getting fucked. Play the clip, Blue.
No.
People want to see the clip. My laughing clip.
Okay.
I don't know what clip you're on about. For anybody who missed it.
Hang on, I'm gonna have to close the game
Okay.
because the sound.
Exit game.
Look at me. Oh, it's taking a while to load.
And there's only one person who that could be. Damon Gant! You're a sham!
Hey!
Hmm.
Are you smiling? Yeah, that gasp for breath at the end.
Woo!
Well then.
That really took it out of me, that one did.
Yeah, you were like exhausted after that. Wow. Right. As I said, because we've started playing Chances Scenario, we're gonna go to playing that for the next few weeks. I don't know how long that game is, and once we get to the end of Chance, I guess that's when we'll discuss what game we want to play next.
Yeah.
I would like to play the other ones because I did enjoy the first one, but much like with Final Fantasy, I don't want to immediately leap into the next one right after. I want to take a break and like play some other stuff.
Yeah, that's fair.
So yeah, we'll do Chance of Scenario next week. I need to update this picture with the new one because I did actually make the new one. Let me do that now before I repeatedly forget.
Well, I gotta go to bed.
Yeah,
I should have
so
gone to
go
bed
get
an hour ago, probably, but whatever. I gotta be up at R4.
Oh,
But I want to see the end of the game.
you do want to see the end of the game. Right, you go get ready for bed then, and I'll sign off.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. You want to say goodbye, Spook? Let's get this new picture.
How long before Hope auto-tunes that fucking laugh?
Oh yeah.
Into some ungodly abomination of like megalovania.
Let's remove this.
How can you do this?
And put you there. There we go. There we go. Subtle change, but it has the new change in that we only do this in the evening because of Spook's new job. Wow. There we go. Okay. Right. Thank you so much. That was a great series. Like, I hope you guys enjoyed playing it with us. Ah. Wow. I'm trying to have a conversation. I'm trying to have a conversation. But yeah, that was great. I loved that a lot. I really loved playing through with it with you guys. I feel like I almost wouldn't have as much fun if I had actually just played through that by myself. I think having you guys here and also doing it with Spook definitely sort of lent to it. And yeah. So let's see. I suppose we should raid out into somebody. Let's have a look. See. We'll go see Lying again. They're just having a quick break, so that's something nice for them to come back to. Wow. So, thank you so much, everybody. I will see you tomorrow for our full day. I did complete the little dog mini that we were doing. I'd say like it's a regular dog, the Hellhound mini that we were doing. So I got to pick a new mini to paint tomorrow morning. So I hope to see you guys then for that. We're going to be continuing to work on the cobble in the afternoon, and then in theory we should have D&D tomorrow. We've not had feedback from everyone yet, so who the fuck knows. But I guess tune in and find out, I guess. So yeah, that was great. I hope to see you whenever I next see you. Take care, everybody. Bye.